Alright, I came out here to do an intro on the Ferguson TO20, but that will have to wait. My wife has informed me that this door is frozen shut. The lock filled up with water last night. We had a storm come out of the east, which is very unusual. But it's one of them spinning storms, so it's spinning around and coming out of the east. But it was raining huge last night, and that turned to sleet, which is pretty nasty. And so everything's frozen right now. We got ice on the gator and ice on the roads, and my wife's clearing off the car over there. So, and look at that. So, I'm going to take the heat gun to the door, and I'll leave it unlocked over the night tonight. The overhead door was not locked because I had the cord going to the little greenhouse going out there. So I definitely got to add electricity to the outside, so I don't need to have that open. But it was lucky. Otherwise, we would have had to pour hot water on the lock, which, you know, causes more water to be in the area, freezing. But the water that collected along the door came in because it was open a little bit, and it followed this cord, this electrical cord, got under the shelf here, under the tractor, and it's making its way to the drain, which is right there. So, and no harm, but still a little messy. And I've got a bunch of snow that blew in under the, or that's ice crystals from the sleet. One thing after the other. So I got out the trusty DeWalt heat gun, and I'm going to thaw out that door. Well, it took less than a minute to get the door thawed out. Now I'm just making sure it's nice and dry on the inside so it doesn't freeze up again. I guess I'll leave it open tonight. We don't get many thieves around here. There's not that many people that are that dumb. So now we'll head back to the shelter. I better leave this on the floor where it's not gonna melt anything. Really nice heat gun, DeWalt. Now I'm gonna head back to the shelter, and then I'm gonna start again and do something about the TO20. Got to start work on that pretty soon. It's way too windy out there too. I don't know if you can hear that through here. It's way too windy out there to record the process. Oh, we got a leak on the floor here too. That we had a leak on both windows. I finally got this one fixed. No leak there. But that's our Northland. This is a Northland building, pole shed, and the windows have leaked ever since it was new. It's how they put them in. They obviously didn't know what the hell they were doing. I tried to fix them. It was just a really poor way to do it, and it's really hard to fix. They tried to do it with caulk, and I tried to do a better job with the caulk, but I'm gonna have to go out there and make a little roof. Not really a roof. I don't know what the correct word for it would be, but I'll just cut a piece of lumber to go over the top of the windows to stop the water that comes down the side of the building from getting into the slot that they have out there. Stop that to start with, and it shouldn't leak again after that. Our shelter has unzipped from the high winds. That's a problem with these Shelter Logic shelters. They shelter fine unless you got high winds, and then the high winds unzip them. We put spring clamps on the bottom of them, and that generally, this kind of spring clamp, we put that on the bottom of the zipper. On this one, we've only put it on the back so far. That's all we've needed. But apparently the winds were long enough to pop those off on the back and the front. It was open all the way around. My wife zipped up the front, but she can't reach the back. So I'm going to go take care of that stuff, and then I'll be back to do the TO20 description, and maybe I'll describe all the different work I got to get done on this as well. I'll be back in a minute. Well, here's the shelter in the wind. Yeah, we crammed this thing full of, we had the gator in here as well over the winter, but we needed a place to store some. I mean, we got a zero turn and all this other stuff. We gotta get a new building. These shelters are pretty good. I mean, this thing was a lifesaver. And it's lasted now. We've re-skinned it. This is a new skin, and the doors are new. The old doors didn't come open like this so much, here and there, but it was also this used to be located kind of out of the wind near the house. Now it's in a more windy area. So, but these new doors really suck. And I believe this zipper is already shot because it still has the clip I was talking about at the bottom there. And it's come open from the top. So this door might be shot. Now I gotta dick around with this thing in the cold and wind and try to get it shut. So there's no way to film that. I'll be back when I get it done or abandon the job.